are prepared to fight on once again today. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day. As we'll see, the number 12 team in the country, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, taking on a team from the Pac-12, the USC Trojans. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Notre Dame looking for a strong kick to get this one underway. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So the USC Trojans offense takes the field. So much history and pageantry in this rivalry, guys, but the trophy, the jeweled shillelagh, is a little bit under the radar.
It is. It's beautiful to look at, but I think people are always just focused on these two blue blood programs. Notre Dame, USC. This is interconference, national championship, and Heisman implications seemingly always on the line late in the year when these two teams play.
Always so cool, coast to coast. Something matters, something on the line. You're right, this game is always fun to watch. The jeweled shillelagh.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he continues to fight for yards. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. And the legendary John McKay would be proud of the execution of the running game, picking up the first down.
Basic principles of the run game, right? The easy stuff, the boring stuff, not fancy, not loved. Everybody likes points and all that other, stuff.
And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. What a move to get home for the sack. When the Irish get to the quarterback, sometimes you think Rudy, but this time you think a dude.
A dude. And listen, the more guys you get like this that can put his hand in the dirt and go get the quarterback, the easier it becomes to call defense. That guy is an absolute stud.
The Trojans have their offense in high gear. Finds his big tight end. Got a lot of room to the right. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. And the Trojans getting set on 1st and 10. Now from inside the red zone. Finds his big tight end. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. The Trojans will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. He'll do it himself. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal?
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
They've gotten pushed back, but it's still 3rd and goal. Dropping back, it's Kamara. And the quarterback caught up 2 and sacked at the 12. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
So USC's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. A big challenge for both of these quarterbacks, Jesse, is dealing with a ball-hawking free safety on the other side.
Oh, you're right, Reese. QBs better be good with their eyes. Better not stare down wide receivers in this one, because if you float the ball down the middle of the field, that's getting picked.
And these guys are going to be right in the middle of the field, flying all over the field, and quarterbacks will make sure that they are throwing the ball near those guys.
From the shotgun, they'll run it. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Fires one high and deep. He's got it inside the 25. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
Second and short is a great situation to be in. And look at him. He drops back to pass the football. He doesn't have to throw the football.
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Irish! They'll try to add another to their lead.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much in the defense. QB runs in for 6.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and get the 6 points.
Dropping back, it's Kamara. Looking down the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And they'll get enough for the first down, and that's how things will come to a close here in the first quarter. Guys, we come to the end of the quarter, and Notre Dame has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. Quick strike complete. At the 45 on his way. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. And the Trojans in the hurry-up.
Really nice pass there. You know the expectations of USC every year are sky high. Not just to win the conference, but to be in the national championship discussion. But to do that, they need this guy right here to play at a high level week in and week out, because this guy has the skills and the tools to take them there.
He's got it again. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. Quickly to the tight end.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and settle.
It is true as he puts 3 on the board. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. And he takes this from inside the 5. He's got great speed. Got a little room. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. That's the kind of play that energizes the entire team. 96 yards, he took it back for the touchdown. They're lining up to kick it off, full of momentum after housing that last kickoff. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be dragged down. This Trojan Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in. Ball in the air, intercepted! He was dreaming of getting a few more on that return, but they'll take it in business at the 32. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback on the keeper. Gets it past the marker. Stop is made at the 22. A 10-yard pickup and a first down just outside the red zone. Here's the handoff. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. Now they're going to throw it. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame! And with the extra point, they move on top by 15. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
That makes the score. Notre Dame, 21, USC.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They've had a couple of productive drives, but they've had to settle for field goals in 2 of their... And the quarterback caught up 2 and sacked at the 12.
And that's what I like most about this defense. When you try to take shots and make big plays, they get to the quarterback. They get him on the ground. Their 3rd sack of the day. And this is a unit that ranks in the top 10 in sacks in the country.
Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
As a defense, it's so hard covering this guy. Because of his frame, you're not really going to match up. This guy's also got some wheels. The hard part is bringing him down after the catch. This guy's like a giant giraffe. You're just lions hanging on his neck trying to drag him to the ground. Not easy to do.
He's brought down solid. Pick up a little bit short of the first down. Here comes the offense on 2nd down.
When you run your slant route and it's against man-to-man, one thing you know you're going to get is hit. When that wide receiver catches the football, slants don't open up wide open. Linebackers are going to be there, safeties are going to be there, so you got to be able to take that hit and hold on to that football.
The Trojans are rolling down the field. The give from the gun. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks for the first down.
But with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the first.
What a job to lay out and make the catch. He threw that one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space to get it in there. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Trojans!
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The #1 job is to protect their quarterback, and they did not.
They did not. But my #1 job as a defensive lineman is to attack your quarterback and get him on the ground just like this, get in the sack, rattle this guy as much as you can, as many hits as possible on these quarterbacks.
Notre Dame lines up quickly. He's going to pass. Fires deep toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Irish. PAT unit on the field. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the final 41 yards covered by that touchdown strike.
USC 13.
On the run from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, think of all the legendary players who've been a part of this game. And we have a few more vying for that status so far today in an always emotional fight for the jeweled shillelagh. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the battle between USC and Notre Dame plays out.
All right, Kevin about ready to get things cranked back up here. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Here come the Irish back on offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first.
He's got it at the 25. Hits the accelerator to the right. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. And the pummeling has started. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
That makes the score Notre Dame 35, USC.
On the move from inside his 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. The give on the inside. Smashes through. They finally make the stop at the big run. Is plenty to move those sticks for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Defense in press coverage. Finds his tight end. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. Now on second and short. Looking for a man. It's Kamara. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And he's got it at the 30.
Well, if they're going to get back in this game, they need more plays like that. That was something that was missing in the first half. Explosive plays in the passing game, and they get one here.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. Man, you think you've got the defense reeling. You just hit him with a big one. You're going to do it again, and instead, sack.
Oh, it's a missed opportunity, too, because you deliver the haymaker the play before. You got me.
And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
And you could easily argue the biggest reason this team is trailing here in the second half is because they have not been able to protect their quarterback tonight. They've already given up 5 sacks in the game, and you just saw another one.
And he intercepts it. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Well, that essentially ends up being a punt for the offense. Third down, you're taking a deep shot, and because you were able to make the tackle relatively quickly after the guy picked it off, it's essentially just flipping the field.
He'll pull it down and run. Still on his feet at the 45. And he has vexed his defense with the scrambles. Another first down and yet another big gain. Clock ticking away as we have 4 minutes left here in the third. Pulls it and fires to the left. They get him down after he makes the catch. After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on second down. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. On second down, wants to throw. He rifles one deep to the left. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. The defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Feeling some heat. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. Quarterback will audible. On fourth down, looking for the completion. He's got him, and they convert. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. Notre Dame ready to go back to work with another first down. They're going to run it.
I know the passing game sells and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
They'll give it to the back. Touchdown, Notre Dame! And the beatdown has ensued. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. So it's a 73-yard touchdown drive. And it was punctuated by an 11-yard run for the score.
42, USC.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to throw, it's Kamara. Fires to the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Cross-country rivalry between these old foes. It started because Newt Rockney's wife wanted to go to California late in the season, and the next chapter unfolds today.
That sounds perfect. If my wife wanted to do the same thing I would do. Happy wife, happy life. It's always interesting to hear how these rivalry trophies come about, but I know one thing. USC, Notre Dame, every year, Palmer, is appointment television.
It is. My brother Billy played for Notre Dame, and I'll be honest, I used to get jealous watching him play against the Trojans, whether it was at Coliseum or whether it was at Notre Dame. This is one of the best rivalries in all of college football, and one that I wish I could have been a part of.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Guys, we've come to the end of the quarter, and Notre Dame has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth-quarter comeback. Line getting set on second down. He's looking to throw. Got him downfield. Lots of green grass as he gets him to the 31. And the Trojans will snap it on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Wide open downfield. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8.
And with that pass right there, over 300 yards. That's a good day at the office. Being able to execute, doing a good job seeing what's coming, anticipating, taking some shots today, but has held really strong, put up some good numbers.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. A very productive play on first down has now set us up with this 2nd and goal. Movement here from the tight end. They're going to give him another chance on 2nd and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, USC!
Yeah, and listen, that is awesome. We'll see the guys continue to fight, continue to keep competing because this game is over. Like, we don't need to fool y'all. We're not trying to get y'all to stick around and improve ratings. Like, the game's over, but you're continuing to fight, get powered in for the touchdown, and show your kids that we're going to always fight no matter what the score is.
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out everybody right now on the same page.
Just enough room to gain a couple down to the 34. 3rd and short coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Notre Dame right back to the line. He didn't make it. They'll have to give up the football, and hope is still alive. Here comes the offense on first down. To the air, it's Kamara. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. He makes the connection. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. Ball is at the 42-yard line, close to 4-down territory. Here's 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. A strike downfield. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. Now let's see if they can follow up that huge play. 1st and 10 from the 23. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Back to the air one more time. And this senior quarterback a little too bold there, and he's lucky he didn't get picked off throwing into double coverage. They'll try again on 2nd down after the incompletion. He's looking to throw. Gets it to the back, using the spin move. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. He'll throw on 3rd down. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Here comes the 2-point try.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when they're going because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
Here come the Irish back on offense. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. From the 33, it's 1st and 10. The handoff keeps working on that clock. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Ordinarily on 2nd and 10, you might look past, but here you just want to keep that clock moving. They've got him looking run, but they're going to throw it. Got him, and nobody's close. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a 1st down. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Trying to pound their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Irish. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. He has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. To the air, it's Kamara. Coming after him. And he feels the heat coming in. It burns him up. Another sack. The Trojans want to pick up the tempo. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the Trojans will bring the punt team onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. And now one of the most satisfying moments in football, just watching that clock drain away while you have control of the ball, Jesse.
This is definitely one of the best play callers, right, for an offensive coordinator. Getting ready to go into victory formation. So many good things happened today. It seemed like everything he was dialing today, David, ended up working.
No doubt. They put a lot of highlights together, put a great offensive game together, complete football game. They get the win. On to next week.
And they got him for the sack.
Man, how about the offense, man? You run a little play action. I can just tell you, 3rd and long, as a pass rusher, I'm going to get the quarterback. I don't care about the play action. I'm not biting on it, and neither did the defense.
There's a long and storied history of